exactly a week after I spoke to you guys last, and the logs are arriving today. They've been milled up and they're arriving later this afternoon. But this morning I'm heading out to go and buy some weatherboards to start working on this outside of the house, getting those weatherboards up. And I'm trying to find a box so I can take all my lashing stuff. I can't find something anywhere. It's a bit of a chicken and egg situation with getting these boards home, because I don't have a vehicle to put them in, and they're going to be around 6 meters long, hopefully. I can't just simply head out and buy these weatherboards myself. I've got to hire a van. Now, I don't want to go hire the van if I don't know if they have the boards, but I need to hire the van in advance because they're probably not going to have any spare vans. So what I'm hoping is I'm going to shoot out now to the demolition store. Hopefully they'll have some of those boards in stock. They probably should. I don't think they've moved too many of them. And then I'll be able to head off to my local hardware store where I can then go and get the vehicle, come back past the demolition place and pick them up. So crossing fingers, that's how it all goes today. Once I've got the weatherboards, getting the 2x4s is simple, because that I can get from the hardware store at any stage. Well, I mean, there's always a constant supply. I'm not holding off for reclaimed stuff. It is a very warm day in Townsville today. We've had a lot of rain recently, which has been amazing, and everything looks fantastic. My yard is looking so green, it's incredible. But directly after that, you have this intense humidity. So right now, it feels a lot hotter because you don't have that cloud cover coming over, and because of that rain, that humidity just goes through the roof. So as much as I'm getting all of this material, I don't know how effective I'm going to be at actually doing the renovation in this kind of weather at the moment. Okay, well, I didn't bother filming anything because it's not going to happen today. They do have all of the timber, but they're charging, now this is for original hardwood, it's the same timber that would have been on the house when it was built, which is why I wanted to do it, so it would look more period. They're charging $8.80 a meter, which, I mean, I can't say whether that's expensive or not, but it's going to be an expensive job at that, because I need almost 100 meters worth of the stuff, and at $8.80, you can see where this is going to become expensive. So what I might end up doing is just having a look to see what I can get with new weatherboards. Now, the problem with new weatherboards is the look is going to be different. I wanted to go with the old weatherboards because then they'd have the same look and texture as the original house, but yet for $8.80, I mean, it's almost $1,000 for 1/3 of the wall that I need to do. I mean, it's this is going to be an incredibly expensive job just to keep the character of the house. So yeah, what I might do is see if I can get some of get some new boards, which will be cheaper. I can then get them in longer lengths, because these lengths are only around 3 or 4 meters. So I'm going to be joining them all up, so it's going to look very different anyway. I might just see if I can get pine boards and then weather them. I don't know how I can do that, but I'm back home. I didn't end up getting to the weatherboards at all. I'm just going to have to say that for next weekend. I had a look at the hardware store and they don't have any, well, any that I could find, so I might just have to do a bit of shopping around. We'll see how that goes. But the more important thing for today is to get some stickers made up for all the logs that are arriving. So far I've got a whole stack here. These are just some 2x4s that I'm ripping up into these small strips, which are probably about 30 millimeters by 10-15 millimeters. So I'm cutting these up out of some 2x4s. I've also got some scrap lying around, like this board. I can't even remember where that's from. I think it might have been from the framing that I did on the door. So just looking for all bits of scrap around the same size and making sure that they're untreated pine, or as little treatment as possible. Okay, next on the list, the person that I got all that wood from, I made her a chopping board as a way of saying thank you. So I'm heading off there now to go deliver it. All of the logs have been unloaded and some of them look incredible, so much better than I was expecting. This one is the paper bark, and and some of it is rotten out. I thought that was going to be the case, but the rest of them are pretty much fine, which is awesome. The paperbark, the figure on it looks incredible, and this piece here, well, all of the pieces there and underneath it have that crotch figure, and it's incredible. Unfortunately, it's twisted quite a bit already because there was obviously a lot of tension in them, but the figure in there is amazing. And then over here are the long boards that I got cut slightly thinner, so that's probably down around 20, 25, and they've worked out pretty well as well. So overall, super excited about getting into all of this. Originally I decided that I was just going to leave the logs outside until the guys had come and installed the air cons in a couple of days. But I think I'm actually going to have enough space in there for the logs to go in and for the guys to work. And I don't particularly like the idea of just leaving the logs out there. Because there's a lot of weather changes at the moment, I don't think it's particularly good for that wood. So today, I'm going to bring all of that into its final drying spot. What I'm looking for here is not necessarily that it's perfectly level, but both of these beams have to be on the same plane, because if they're not, then you're going to get twisting. If they're not perfectly level, it doesn't matter. They're not at enough of an angle that they're gonna the timber's gonna slide off. They just need to be on that same plane. One of the best ways to test if they're on the same plane is to bring your eye level down. Make sure you're horizontal, and you can see immediately on this side that the back timber is slightly raised. So now I can just get some spaces underneath this block and lift that one up. I'm about halfway through the pile, and I was horribly short on the number of stickers that I needed. Stickers being those little pieces of wood between the boards. So before I even think about continuing, I'm gonna have to cut a whole bunch more, and I'm probably also gonna have to set up another row of 2x4s to set the next lot on. I thought this would be enough. What I could do is try going further up, but I'm not sure if I necessarily want to do that, because then obviously it becomes a bit more top heavy, and I've got the space, so I don't need to really take that chance. So I reckon that's all I'm going to do for today, because this was a lot more work than I thought it would be, and it's bloody hot outside. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.